What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with some Real Housewives of Atlanta tea. Honey, we got Mr. Ralph Pittman and Miss drewsidora, honey. They have both filed for a divorce. Okay, and I heard Drew beat Ralph to the punch because at first, honey, they made it look like Ralph left Drew, which none of us was shocked at because Ralph acts as if he is the prize in that relationship, in that marriage. He feels like Drew is so happy and should be so happy to be with him. When Drew came onto the show, all the ladies, what was it, Kenya and Portia and a few other ones, oh, he's so fine, he got six-pack, he got, Miss Robinson didn't been with them type of men. And this is not all of them, but some of them be feeling like, oh, I got a nice body, I'm that thing, I'm on my Martell Holtz. Well, the ones I dealt with, honey, they wasn't like Martell. They knew better than that, honey, because they know Miss Robinson is crazy, honey, okay? But I'm just saying, like, very narcissistic, very much so. I got a nice body. I work out in the gym. She better be so lucky to have me. And a lot of these men with these nice bodies can be very critical of you. And we saw Drew, Drew had a nice body, right? But, she would put on weight and then she kept breaking her like Achilles. I'm like, Drew, girl, get it together, girl. Are you sure Ralph ain't over there pushing you down? Allegedly, honey. Okay, I'm just saying, what's tea, sis? But yeah, I knew that their marriage was not going to last long. Because he didn't want to adopt her son. I told y'all. I believe I told y'all. I told y'all that man was not going to adopt her son. And he came out with that book about being a step parent. And Drew didn't even have all the details of the book. And, she's just like, well, how are you going to write about my son and your relationship with him? And I still don't have all the details to the book. But Drew, girl, you in trouble, girl. You been in trouble. Okay? You are in trouble with a man you are married to. This is what kills me with some of y'all, and y'all get married and y'all men treat y'all like you some heifer up off the street, like you is anybody. Like when you are somebody's wife, I'm sorry, you deserve preferential treatment. You deserve top-notch, top-floor treatment. And he just dealt with her like she was a Raggedy Ann doll, some old scallywag, okay? Child, like, Drew, girl, the signs was there. Wasn't he having an affair or something? He was texting and flirting with a massage therapist, and she got to saying she could give him a massage. She was an older woman. He claimed he fired her. Yeah, right. Then he had disappeared in Tampa. She didn't know where he was. Ladies, if your man ever disappear on you, because I know I done had somebody pull that bullshiggity, and I had told them we broken up then. Like, if you doing the I'm not talking to you, now, who I'm talking about, they didn't disappear to no doggone Tampa or out of town, but they tried to, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm so in my feelings, one of these Mitches, right? As soon as a man stops talking to you in a relationship or a marriage, y'all are not together. That is my rule. We have to be able to communicate. We have to be honest with one another. We have to be vulnerable with each other. Now, if you want to take a couple of days to relax and, think through your thoughts, that way you could choose the correct words when talking to that person, that's okay, right? Because you shouldn't be communicating with your mate when you all are, being very volatile with one another, right? But, Yeah, if somebody ever do that to you guys, like they just stop talking to you, well, we're not friends and we ain't in no relationship. Okay, and if you go flirt and talk with somebody else, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just saying, that's how I feel about it. Don't put up with this emotional abuse. And I keep saying that to you guys because I think it's a lot more common and prevalent than what some of us may want to believe. Okay, so that was her warning sign right there. It was something wrong with that man and he disappeared and lied and talking about he just needed to clear his head. Why you go far away like that? Why you just couldn't go stay at a buddy's house, or why you couldn't let your wife know, well, hey, I need a few days away? Like, you are in a marriage. Like I told y'all be walking down the aisle with these men and they don't see marriage or respect it in the way in which you do. Okay? Because in your marriage, he's not even communicating with you. He doesn't even feel like he needs to do that, because I told y'all, a lot of them feel like, well, we married, so I got her, so I could treat her any kind of way. A lot of them feel like that, guys. Why do you think there's so many men, when you move in with them, they switch up? Because they feel like, I got you. Now, this is not all of them, but some of them will pull this bullshiggity. And then you need to refer to Miss Robinson's rules of burning his food and, offering to do laundry and messing that up, child. And after, a few times of dealing with that, he go really watch it. He go watch it with you. Somebody asked me to come out with a book, honey, and I will. I'm go gather, I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. But I do need to do an old dating book, honey. Okay. And let y'all know what work, what don't work. Okay. But yeah, I don't know how Drew didn't see this coming. And then Drew, you threw your marriage in Kenya's face, I believe, Sheree's face, and I got a man, and he this, he that. Girl, that ain't nothing to brag about. You have embarrassed yourself, girl. Okay, and Sheree is going to be eating you up all the next season. She over there with a man on the first floor too, so I guess you could still get at her because she with hook-headed, honey, okay? So, honey, but I'm just saying, it's a shame, ladies. Don't be a drewsidora. You see a man controlling you like that, gaslighting you. They had a whole segment on a reunion where he was called out for gaslighting, and the production team was even in on it. Y'all remember that? But let me read the article. So just hours after it was revealed that Real Housewives of Atlanta star drewsidora filed for divorce from her husband of 8 years, Ralph Pittman, new details have surfaced regarding the split. The 37-year-old Sidora, she my age, honey. She is Miss Robinson's age, 1985. The 37-year-old Sidora claims in new divorce filings obtained by TMZ that Pittman, 40, was a serial cheater during their 8-year marriage. And see, they be doing all that cheating, ladies, because they feel like they are better than you. There's an arrogance. There's a sense of entitlement. There is some narcissism. Did y'all even listen to my reviews? Like, I broke all this down. So nobody should be shocked by his behavior and his patterns. It also says she added in the amended divorce complaint that she cannot tolerate continued blatant disrespect and mental abuse any longer from Pittman. Now, it's funny she said mental abuse because actually he's a mental sign. Which is, he's an air sign. He is an Aquarius. So we go get to that. And I just want to let y'all know. And I know some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your teeth. But those mental signs like the Libra, the Gemini, and the Aquarius, they can be mentally abusive. These are the dark-sided people of the zodiac, honey, like the Aquarius, dark-sided Gemini, dark-sided Libra. They could be like gaslighting you, playing with your head. Because you got to think that's their focus. Like, I'm a Cancer, I'm a water sign. I'm focused on your feelings and your emotions. That means I know just what to say and do to piss you off, get you in your feelings, make you want to fight me, girl. I know just what to say, right? Fire signs, they are action oriented. Well, some of y'all should, okay? I'm just saying, they about that life. They be ready to fight until you call the police on them and get a report done, honey. And then, they don't like to follow through with the consequences, honey. Okay, they don't want a record, baby, but that's what fire sign people need. They need a record. So always call the police, always document, and just try to get them charged with something. Okay, that's if they are bothering you, being abusive, because fire signs are known to fly off the handle, and ain't nothing like the good legal system, honey, to bring them back down to earth. Okay, like an earth sign, like a Taurus, like a Capricorn or a Virgo. How you doing? Okay, so it said the document also alleged that some of the women Pittman cheated on Sidora with even sent her screenshots of sex. Okay, that means sexual text messages between them and her now ex. Wow, that is very disrespectful. In my opinion, there is no such thing as respectful cheating. Cheating is cheating and it's wrong, right? But this is the thing. This is what I keep trying to reiterate to you guys. A lot of these men, they will walk down the aisle with you. Okay, cheat on you and have the woman contacting you, which is even more abuse because you already done cheated. Now they want you to argue or talk, okay, using some form of communication with one of the women they have slept with, right? So that's even like more abuse. Like it was already a fire, but he like really put gasoline and lighter fluid on it, okay? That's horrible, okay? So Sidora also claims Pittman has been physical with her. Yep, I bet. Stating last month he grabbed the phone out of her hand, causing it to fall and break, with Pittman allegedly telling her he pays for the phone, so it belongs to him. Child, if you don't get this fool up out your house, Drew. I told y'all. That's all I gotta keep saying to y'all, but y'all already knew too. Okay? Y'all know what y'all looking at. That man was abusive to her. He was always disrespectful. He was always cutting her off. Even Kenya had to lay into him. Kenya had a reaction to him at that table, and I really did like her defending Drew. And I felt like more of the women, and I think they did kind of get on him because I think Candy has spoken up for Drew as well. And ladies, we got to stick together. Like if we see friends or associates with somebody abusive, like speak up, say something. Like say, I don't like how you talking to her. They need to hear about their behavior from other people. That way they can know, okay, we see you, fool, okay? And you need to cut it out. Because a lot of these men that are abusive, they like control and they are seeking to isolate you. So, if you show them you have support and support that's willing to speak on your behalf, then they'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I need to cut that out because I ain't trying to go to jail and I don't want Shelly calling the police on me. And, she got her other friends and, honey, they all think I'm crazy. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with like abusers, you always want to have like family involved and don't date an abuser. Like if you notice, disrespectful behavior, try to get rid of the man, get away from him. But I'm just letting y'all know, if you're with somebody, because like I keep telling y'all, people can switch up. They may not have been abusive at first, right? Then they may switch up and it starts getting emotional and maybe physical, and you don't know what to do and that whole thing, which I keep telling y'all need to call the police. But always have family in your life, family that you trust, and family that wants the best for you and your children. She has 2 kids with this fool. And what is he, a step parent to the third one? He didn't want to adopt that baby, that boy, her first son. He didn't want to adopt him, and he tried to make it be about the father, and he didn't want to step on his toes. How you stepping on the toes of somebody that's not even around to take care of their child? Okay, so child, make it make sense. I told y'all he never planned on staying with her. I believe he used her to get on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all know Real Housewives of Atlanta is a very popular show, and he would get some fame and some notoriety from being on the show. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick little birthday reading on these 2. We got drewsidora. She was born May 1st. She is a Taurus. It says the day of ironic insight. Her strengths are: she is calm, she is realistic, she is ironic. Her weaknesses: she is procrastinating, lethargic, and blunt. Ooh, Drew, they talking about you tired, girl, and you a procrastinator? Yeah, you do take a long time, honey, to get to the point. My issue with Drew is I feel like she be putting on too much. She really did that when she first came on. I've always liked Drew as an actress. I think she did a great job playing T-Boss in the TLC movie, and she did a good job on The Game. I'm still mad at her, honey, for, breaking up Melanie and Derwin. Y'all know that's my favorite couple, honey, of all time. Shout out to Tia Mowry and Poochal. I love them. Okay, to infinite. Look, I can't even get the words out. I love y'all, okay? But, Drew did herself a disservice when she came on this show as an actress, but it felt like an actress playing an actress that's on a reality show. Do you see what I'm saying? To me, she put on too much, right? She was putting on. Drew is a Taurus. Let's read about Taurus in relationships. So it says that Tauruses love being in love. They love candle-lit dinners, long stem roses, couples massages. Yeah, Tauruses, they love being in marriages and relationships. Taurians are very interested in merging completely with a partner. They need to feel loved, comforted, and above all, stable in a relationship. They're not ones for drama. That's a lie, because Drew was very dramatic on that show. And I know some Taurus, and they love drama. We got to get out of this thing of, well, I don't like drama, and I don't like people be starting stuff up. And if you one of them people that like to start stuff up, get the fire going, you like drama. Okay. But yeah, so her being married, it makes a lot of sense, because earth sign people, they love stability. They like to know that they are fighting life with a partner. But Ralph was not that partner for you, Drew. And you need to choose better next time. Don't be choosing a man because he got a 6-pack, because he liked to talk a good game. Drew and Ralph kind of remind me of Marceau and Tisha a little bit, except Ralph isn't as smart as Marceau, if that makes sense. Marceau, he got his issues, honey. Okay, he ain't that bright either, but he a little bit more smarter than Ralph, right? Because at least Marceau knows to get out of the way. Okay. Ralph stay in the way. Okay. You can see Ralph from a mile away in his bullshiggity. Okay. Her strengths are she is realistic. To me, Drew comes off as idealistic. Like, well, things are supposed to be like this and they're supposed to be like that. It said that Drew is also calm. Okay, we know what calm means. She's able to hold it together, keep her composure. But it looked like Drew, honey, can, fire off too, when striked enough times. I think that Drew is a sweet girl. She has a little bit of Portia in her. But I don't think that Portia would have even stayed with this dude. I don't, Portia got that Decatur up in her, honey. Okay. And then, honey, Portia don't care about looks when it comes to her man, honey. So yeah, I don't think Portia would have stayed with him, but it's something about Drew that reminded me of Portia a bit when she came on the show. And that's why I'm not surprised that, they ended up being friends. But Drew seems to be like a genuine, nice person. But my concern about her is it seemed like she'll do whatever she needs to do to fit in. And then she's an actress on top of it. I'm an actress, and I just know that all of that together is a bad combination, and she needs to get a handle on that. The advice that the book gives her is, in love, try to be more realistic in your lifestyle, attempt to look ahead. Once you have made your plans, don't forget to act on them. And something tells me she had been wanting to leave Ralph for some time. But, I guess he has really crossed the line. I wonder, are we going to see this play out on this new season? Real Housewives of Atlanta has been messing us over for the past couple of seasons because we don't see the drama until, the reunion come, and it's we want to see it on the show. I will be reviewing the SWV and Escape show, so y'all can count on that. I love me some Coco, honey. Team SWV. The book also says take that necessary risk now and then in order to step up in life. Really quickly, I don't have a lot of time to get into all of Drew's personality, but I really wanted to focus on the part about, her love life. And it basically says, generally, those born on this day will not take big risks, but follow good sense in backing a winner. This good sense does not extend to the realm of love. However, where they will often demonstrate a remarkable lack of good judgment. That's what the book says. So she has a lack of judgment when it comes to her romantic life, when it comes to, picking out partners, even going so far as to consistently pick the wrong partners. Perhaps in this, they are blinded by romantic illusions. Okay, and I told y'all, Drew seems very idealistic, oh, well, we're gonna look good together, and I got this man that got a six pack, and he got a nice body, and he really looked good, I got me this dime piece, but the man is straight trash when it comes to his characters, not characters. Well, we could say characters. I know the man playing many characters, okay? But he doesn't possess a good character. He doesn't have any morals, values, decorum, ethics. Anytime you are emotionally abusing somebody or even physically abusing somebody, you're not a person with good character. I don't care what anybody says. In this life, you have a choice on to treat somebody the right way or you go treat them the wrong way. You have a choice. You don't have to marry certain people. You ain't got to be in relationships with them. You have a choice on whether you are going to screw them over or not. And guys, if somebody screws you over, just know karma is going to hit them. Anybody that has effed me over has received like karma. Okay, like some real humble circumstances. So don't ever worry about what happens to a person that keeps coming for you. Okay? Because you can only do wrong to a MF for so long, honey. Okay? Until that energy returns to you. So as far as Drew's tarot, it says she's diplomatic and shrewd, but her negative traits also include having a lack of scruples. See, she's lacking. Whenever you're lacking in your morals and values and ethics, you're going to pick somebody that's like that. And it also says that she, has some opportunism with her. So in my opinion, they both got on this show and rehearsed how they, to me, they didn't do a good enough job with rehearsing, but they got on this show, you guys, like really acting out, how they would act in real life. Now, there are people going around saying they don't believe these two are going to get a divorce because both of them is with the foolishness, honey. Okay? And they both are. I'm more on Drew's side. I will say that because I feel like Ralph, to me, is the worst person in this marriage, right? So hopefully, Drew, you are not pissing on us and telling us it's raining when it's not. Okay, hopefully you're not playing in our face with this divorce. You need to get away from this man. Let's get to his birthday. Okay, so Ralph's birthday is January 31st. Okay, he is an Aquarius. My first love was an Aquarius. Okay? And that man, honey, he was an artist. One thing I'll say about Aquarius people is you guys are very, original. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of you all are artists. Even if you don't really create nothing, you have an original way of dressing yourself, right? Because there used to be this girl I admired. She was an Aquarius and she would dress so nice and have herself put together so well. So, I'll say that about Aquariuses. And the guy that was my first love, that man can draw everything, you guys. I'm gonna have to show y'all some of his work and put it up on the community page. But that man and I grew up in a project, so it was a big deal to be around somebody that was a straight artist. He could draw, sketch, anything, he was amazing. And honey, Miss Robinson was in love with him, honey. Okay, I told that man that boy how I felt, honey, because I was always been a romantic. He was February 14th. Yep, Valentine's Day, honey. Yes, and we ended up getting together and we would kiss, and ooh, I just love that man. That boy. I used to look outside, out my window, watch him take out the trash. All right. Okay, let's get back to Ralph. You dirty dog. You dirty scumbag. Okay, so Ralph Pittman, he's an Aquarius. So it says with relationships, Aquarius, they only want to spend their time with people who have interesting things to say, and they're attracted to wit and intelligence in a partner. However, it may take a while for an Aquarius to open up with the person that they are dating, and they usually keep people guessing as to whether they are interested or not. That's something else with Aquarius. Y'all don't really like to show y'all hand. Y'all don't really like to take a stand or choose a side. Y'all kind of like to be mysterious about things. And Aquariuses are big at they're big on saying well, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Or same thing like what Kimmy was doing on the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. No, not when it come to me. Like, they're quick to like separate themselves from the pack. Like, that ain't what I did. I'm different than everybody. Like, that kind of thing. Y'all do that, because I done been around several of them, honey, and that's what I picked up on. So January 31st, the day of the poetic song, it says Ralph's strengths are he is attractive. It says it in the book, admired and appreciated. We pretty much know, what all of that means. That means admiration. People look up to him and the things that he says and does. He's appreciated. He probably works hard. Where does Ralph work at? Okay, what does he do? Is it a Fortune 500 company? I don't know, honey. I don't know what he do. Maybe he in on that business, that workout business that Drew does. His weaknesses, he's dependent. So to me, that kind of means, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked, guys, if like Ralph already had somebody like on the side or been like seeing them. She said he was cheating, so he probably got another girlfriend already. So him being a dependent, that means a person who relies on another, especially a family member or a partner or spouse, for financial support or just any type of support. Dependent people, you guys, they have a hard time, being alone, So Ralph, it says, is misunderstood. That's a weakness. And that basically means people do not, understand like where he's coming from, or they may get the wrong impression from him or idea. But if you are putting certain characteristics out there, like if your behavior is so poor and is so deplorable, like there's nothing, what's understood don't need to be, it don't need to be explained. You are putting forth energy out in the world or towards your spouse to make people question and doubt you. It also says, you guys, which is very interesting, and it's weird because I don't know, I'm just imagining like Ralph's face now. It says he's depressive. That's what it says. It said he's depressive. And basically that's like a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness or loss of interest. Something that I kind of get from him is like, I can see him blaming his lack of happiness on Drew. Didn't they have like several times on the show, it seemed like he was kind of blaming her for everything. Well, I tried to do this for you, and you just ruined everything, and you're this and you're that. And like when you're dealing with somebody that has depression, like if you are in a relationship with that person, I was with somebody that could get depressive. That's one of the biggest signs that person like suffers from depression, is like they blame you for things. They feel like it is your job and responsibility to make them happy. I am here to say to you all, it is not your responsibility to make anybody happy that does not want to be happy. There are people that want to be miserable. This is why they go around acting like the devil. This is why they go around physically abusing people. Okay? This is why they emotionally abuse people. And I don't want to hear this crap about, it's in his childhood, and we were all dogged out as kids at some point. We had to put up with something. Nobody makes it up out of this life without scars. Okay? Without suffering from going through many battles, maybe in your family, maybe health wise. Nobody like makes it out without a scar or a scratch or something on them. So quit with the childhood stuff. People love bringing that into it, using that as an excuse. No, you are unhappy and you want to be unhappy. There are people that are like that, always playing the victim, always feeling sorry for themselves. I'll do another video on it because that's really like a personality. Like all this stuff we talking about, you guys, this is mental health. We all have different mental health issues depending on what we've been through. We'll talk about it deeper on another day. Okay, so the advice the book gives him is insist that others treat you as you wish. Let your real self shine through. So he be pump faking. He be putting on a performance. Okay? Cultivate true friendships and rid yourself of false admirers, like people that just want you for your body and you got a six pack and you make a lot of money, all that superficial stuff. Ralphie plays into that. And women, I could just see it, you guys, like women probably throw themselves at him, flirt with him. Find others with whom you can share real concerns. He needs a real woman, but you can't get a real woman until you become a real man. Let's look at his tarot. It says that he has a steadfast energy. This is his positive trait. He has a strong willpower. His negatives includes he is stubborn. He is tyranny and even brutality. For January 31st people, this tyranny may well be interpreted as interpreted as that which public opinion and expectations exercise over them. So, like I said, he's all about putting on stunts and shows. This is somebody, and he fits good with Drew because she's already an actress. But Drew needs to learn that the acting needs to just stay on stage. It doesn't need to be on reality TV. People need to see the real you, Drew. And with the real drewsidora, please stand up. And I notice I don't see her like hyphenating his last name, but his last name don't mean nothing. Okay, it don't mean a thing if you can't keep your ring. And if y'all can't stay married, I'm just saying. I'm going to read this last little part about January 31st people. Okay, so it says, those January 31st people who do not wholly appreciate such attention will probably find no easy solution to the problem. Perhaps in frustration, they may drop what they most are successful at doing and try something else just to get a more heartfelt response from those around them. See, what is that telling you guys? This man does shows, stunts, puts on a performance from others. It's all about what other people think. And it is so annoying being with somebody that's like that because it's so fake. And those type of people, you guys, they will never be able to be faithful to you. So if you see that, run and fast. But a better solution is to try not to be so dependent, there's that word, on what others think of them, and to have the courage to consistently, rather than sporadically, when you feel like it, project their deeper thoughts and feelings. By making a firm decision not to conform to other people's expectations of them in an intelligent and thoughtful fashion, they will command the full respect they deserve. Exactly. And basically what it's saying is, ain't nobody gonna take you seriously until, they can trust your behavior, until you can stand on something. And this is a man that had a wife, but I can see him cheating, you guys, with what the book is saying about him. I can see him cheating. Anytime you have somebody trying to impress other people all the time, care so much about what other people think, they will step out on you just to get that praise. Okay, and he comes off as narcissistic, which means he always needs extra attention and more ding, ding, ding supply. Okay? This part is very interesting, guys. It says, those born on January 31st are individuals who wish to be heard. They also like to be seen and can become deeply unhappy if kept out of the spotlight for too long. Did y'all hear that? Okay, so this is somebody, and I always got that from Ralph. Like, he wanted attention. He wanted to be on this show. It says, January 31st people are social and can become depressed if they are forced to hide themselves away. But if they have been emotionally hurt or had their self-image damaged, they can go through very difficult times with which demand isolation. Okay, there it is. Let's see what people are saying about this. So one person says, I'm not even surprised. Drew should have filed a long time ago after all the subtle and not so subtle disrespect. This is how us women play ourselves. We are always hung up on the idea of marriage, no matter how unhealthy the situation is, and put ourselves last. Another person says, and they were trying to force that man to adopt Drew's son. There was a method to his madness. He didn't want to pay child support for a kid that isn't his biologically. Exactly. Another person says the only thing Drew did wrong was not file for divorce first. Well, that's a lie. She actually filed first. Another person says, that's so sad to see a family break up. What's so sad about a family that possibly needs to break up? You know? Because if it's unhealthy, it ain't, it's unhealthy. It ain't good for them children. They'll be fine. Drew has a career. She's an actress. Okay. And Drew is a good actress. I give her that. So they'll be fine. Drew needs to get some therapy, though. I wish Drew all the best and hope she finds someone who will be honest and treat her well. Another person says this is a blessing in disguise. Can only hope she sees it this way. I don't understand why people look at it as losing a competition based on who files. If a marriage is toxic or unhealthy, it's a win for all parties involved. True that. Another person says, this isn't a laughing matter. My heart breaks for her and her babies. Another person says, Ralph just now coming clean about his cheating allegedly and filing for divorce. He should have came clean a long time ago. He's doing her a favor. You're free now, Drew. Exactly. Another person says, I felt that when he didn't want to adopt her child. See, a lot of people paid attention to him not wanting to adopt that first son of hers. She's better off. He was super disrespectful on TV, so I can only imagine. Another person says, time heals Drew. I feel so bad for her. Her kids will keep her grounded and she will bounce back. It seemed to be all good a couple of weeks ago. He couldn't handle her success. Something drastic definitely went down recently. Another person says, my bet is she was ready to file and he couldn't let her clown him. He cannot help himself and needs to embarrass her first. SMH. Yeah, I get that from him. Another person says, I like Drew. She is the epitome of a reality star. She doesn't take things personally that she would hold a grudge against anyone. I think they're trying to say, she moves on quickly. Another person says, I'm actually happy for Drew. Thank God. Yeah, Drew, hopefully she'll find, herself a better man. Another person says, Drew is fed up and done. I totally get it. My ex-husband was the breadwinner and thought he could do what he wanted. I let him file, pay, and let people think what they wanted to think. I was just happy he was out of the house and away from me. I think that's the case here. Praying for Drew. He did not deserve her. A lot of people are happy for Drew, you guys. Another person says, I'm happy for Drew. Blessings come in many different disguises. I hope she has peace and enjoys her new life. Yep. Another person says, Drew stated on the show that he was hard on her son that she had before the marriage. This is This is non-negotiable. If she felt like he wasn't treating her son right, she should have been gone. Not to mention he was disrespectful AF to her. Exactly. Another person says, I can't see Drew stepping outside of her marriage, but I definitely can see Ralph stepping outside of the marriage. He presents himself as being very narcissistic. Look, there's that word. I don't even think he is having an affair. He's just that trifling of a person. Yeah, a lot of these narcissistic people, you guys, they feel entitled to cheat on you. Okay? They feel like they can treat you any kind of way. Some of these men, they be in marriages and relationships, and they will come to work looking for a second girl, like looking for a second woman. Yeah, you know, while I'm away from my old lady, you know, I'm a kick it with Carla on the job. You know, that's my girlfriend, and I'll get mad at her. I can speak to this because I went through this. I'll get mad at her, you know, if she don't speak to me, if she don't say all the right things, you know, I'll get upset and in my feelings. You know, a lot of these men, you guys, very delusional, and they will have girlfriends and they will have wives, and nothing is enough for them because they have a personality disorder. Okay? All right, you guys, that's all I have to say about that, honey. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out in the next video.